Toye Arulogun, the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Oyo State, is on State Affairs. Toye Arulogun, it's good to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here again.
The government is winding down, right?
Yes, naturally so.
Naturally so. A lot of projects are ongoing.
Projects have been ongoing from 2011, from 2015. Projects will continue till May 28, 2019.
Will the projects be concluded?
Not necessarily. They don't have to be concluded. When this government assumed power, we made projects on ground, we concluded them. So government is a continuum.
And Sheyi Makinde and his team are screaming, Ajimobi wants to exhaust the funds.
Well, I've heard so many things, but it amounts to heating up the polity. I think it's largely the work of an overzealous spokesperson. It's not new. It's typical. There's a trajectory. We know that trade, as it were. But there's no problem. What is important is the government of Senator Abiola Ajimobi is still in power. It has the mandate of the people of Oyo State up till 12 midnight, May 28, 2019. It will continue to do its work under the constitutional powers. I will not violate any rules. I will not commit any financial impropriety. To assume that once a new government is coming in, the governor will fold his hands and not do anything amounts to not making full use of the mandate of the people of Oyo State. And I also need to clear this. Governor Ajimobi is not being booted out of office. It's a natural end of tenure. The man is not doing third term. And he has an 8-year mandate, which is unprecedented. And he has always told us we need to finish strong, we need to finish well. We cannot be running a lame duck government. So it's not because after election or elections are over, everybody now folds his or her arms and we're just sitting down. No, we must work according to the mandate of the people of Oyo State. And that is what is going on. There are also some projects that are continuous. There also will be payments. If people understand how contracts are given, there's a mobilization fee. Yeah. Maybe the contractor has done work up to another stage. Based on performance, you would recommend that you should be giving some more money. Because there's a new government coming in, should we not continue the work that we're doing? I think we need to be a bit more critical in thinking.
So there's no cause for alarm?
Absolutely no cause for alarm.
What is the mood in the Executive Council like now?
I think the mood will vary from individual to individual, but collectively and corporately, which is what I can say based on what our leader has put, is like, look, it's divine. Let's take it as a divine judgment. And we continue. Life is win some, lose some. And even for some of us, life continues. Somebody was in power before Governor Ajimobi got there. He would not perpetuate himself in power. So life continues, life goes on. What is important is, what did you do while you were there? Did you make an impact? Did you affect the lives of the people? Those are the things that are important. And if the people of Oyo State say, we don't want the party any longer to rule, so be it.
Is that an indictment of the Ajimobi government?
No. It's not an indictment.
A rejection of the Ajimobi government?
No, the Ajimobi government had an 8-year mandate.
Okay.
And it has ended.
And he was rejected in the Senate election.
Yeah, well, yes.
The APC gubernatorial candidate was also rejected.
Yes.
So how do you explain that, considering that Ajimobi has governed the state for 8 years?
Yeah, the people wanted something else. The people wanted something. And let me say this. Ask anybody, people who have been talking about the loss. Nobody has said Ajimobi did not do well, he did not bring development. People are talking about extraneous factors. It also goes to show the level of our understanding of issues and the political space around here. In some climes it will not matter, in some climes it will matter. But this is Oyo State, and that's what the people of Oyo State want. So be it.
Did Ajimobi do
well?
Let
me give you fantastically well.
Fantastically
more than any government.
Ajimobi did not maintain traffic lights. What happened?
Maintain traffic lights?
Yeah.
How?
There are no traffic lights working.
No, they are working. Let me also say this. Traffic lights are working, for example. But I thought you were going to be talking about the street lights.
We'll come to that.
Yeah, because those street lights were vandalized. You remember, and I give an example. The Queen Elizabeth Road, which is the road right in front of UCH.
Yes.
Going back to this issue of contracts and no contract, was not completed when Ajimobi came into power. All right? Governor Ajimobi completed it, put the street lights. And he did not say, look, because it was a project by the other government or the last government, I was going to abandon it. And there are many other examples like that. Now, it borders largely on vandalization, okay? The street lights that you are talking about, they were working, our people vandalized them. And you must also understand or appreciate the way governance is in your state. And that's why I said it depends on where you are. Our people are largely focused, and I dare say this, about payment of salaries. That's why a government will use 100% of its allocation to pay less than 2% of the population.
Was that what happened?
No, I'm leading somewhere. I'm trying to say that the funds are no longer there. So you got to manage the funds. Because, for example, if I said that, yes, they vandalize them, the next thing would be replacement. But
the next thing should be, how come government cannot protect property?
Not necessarily.
Because the government scores itself very well when it comes to security.
The people scores very well.
No, the government scores itself well.
The people.
Okay, let's assume the people.
Yes.
How come that government that scores itself very well with regard to security cannot even protect infrastructure?
No, it's not about not being able to protect infrastructure. It's not all the lights that were vandalized, okay? But these people too are also with us. The same reason why when we talk about putting the new lamps with CCTV cameras, people say it's not necessary. That's the kind of opinion that you get. Okay.
Must we continue to listen to people, or government shows leadership?
Government has been showing leadership. And I'm happy we are discussing this because most of the moves of government have typically been misunderstood. And I can give you not less than 5 clear examples, from butchers to traditional rulers, in an environment of change. And I dare say, Governor Ajimobi is like a sacrificial lamb. It's like a Mourinho. All right, you're winning trophies now, and the next time, he's the special one, really.
Mourinho was going to lead Man U into relegation.
Well, and you see
like Ajimobi, right?
What I'm trying to say is this: people praise you when you're doing well.
Okay.
Then when things go the other way, it doesn't remove your skills or your deftness or your ability.
Some of us are worried. Yes. Most of the reformative programs that Ajimobi initiated faced confrontation.
Yeah.
Now, would you say Ajimobi did not do
confrontation from the people?
No, perhaps from the elite too.
Yeah, the elites are part of the people.
But perhaps Ajimobi did not do his homework very well. You see, when he came with the issue of trying to reorganize society, bring sanity, it looks good. But go back to the street. It is chaos everywhere. Go to Mokola.
What's happening at Mokola?
Go to Iwo.
Where?
Look at Micra.
Yeah,
they've taken over the roads.
Yeah, you see that's part of the problem that we have, and you see, one of my favorite quotations says that a good leader is like the conductor of the orchestra. You must always turn your back at the crowd. All right. Now, what you find is that some of these change policies, our people do not receive them very well, and for so many reasons. You and I, inclusive, the media, all of us, the elites, like you said, all the community leaders, in terms of understanding and ability to carry out some of these projects. But I dare say that if you look at the content, the meat of some of these changes, they are developmental, but they don't resonate well most times with the people. And therefore, when the leader now takes the position that you are asking us to take, or which he has taken in some of the instances, lead from the front, you give it to them, it usually becomes a problem.
Why does he back out?
Look, governance is give and take. Life is give and take. Diplomacy, all right? It's not about backing out. It's just mainly about, listening to the voice of the people. This is a democracy.
Why not listen before you emerge?
Okay, let me give you an example. Going back to this traditional thing, people submitted memoranda, everybody came in, and it was overwhelming. There was room for consultation. 30 days, there was a panel that was set up. People were writing memos. So what happened? That's consultation. That's listening to the voice of the people. And the man went ahead. Okay? And suddenly, look at the issue of schools. When we wanted to start the SGB, some of the people that wrote letters and memos to the governor that give us our school back, we want to be able to run them, they backed out. He was listening to the voice of the people. But look at the SGB today. It's a masterstroke that is helping the education, system in your state because everybody is participating. Now, the point for me is this. You must be able to strike a balance. especially when it becomes overwhelming. And you begin to say, he doesn't listen, he doesn't listen, he doesn't listen. There must be a way to strike a balance. And leadership is not about hardlining. It's also about listening to the voice of it. So sometimes you find, that mediating influence coming in.
Because if you look at society, some would say Ajimobi was not able to organize society, to bring sanity into the system. That he came in with the attempt. There was a time he planted flowers. The flowers are dead.
No.
And billions were spent planting those flowers.
Some of these things you must also realize.
I'm talking about the simple
things. I know. No, they are not simple. They're not simple. If you're talking about billions, billions can't be simple. Billions can't be simple. I'm talking about paucity of funds. Look, okay, the governor started, he paid 13 months salary, 3 years consecutively. He couldn't continue because there was no more funds. It wasn't because the spirit or the welfare spirit in him died. It was because reality was on ground. He couldn't pay the salaries because the money was not available.
The Commissioner of Information, Culture and Tourism of your state, Toye Arulogun, is on State Affairs. We'll be back after this break. Don't go away.